Hello and welcome to another Your Partnerships Meets, and I'm so delighted to be on the set today at the beautiful Corker Media. You've not been out here yet before, have you?
No, it's a lovely space.
Yeah, it's you got the whole grand tour. You get on the golf cart and do the MGM tour and everything.
Not quite, but I passed the
quite.
bar, so it's good
Oh,
enough.
you did get past the bar. Yeah, it's all right. But yeah, Shane and the crew out here to take good care of you. But yeah, just anybody that's never been out before, I'm sure you'd say it's just a lovely location and it's not too frightening, is it?
No, it's got the nice character and just a little stable courtyard environment. It's really relaxing.
And you, with your eye, you probably have already looking at, oh, I would do this or do that. So, but what Charlotte does and does so well is she does interior design and lots of other things as well. But yeah, tell the people watching the show all about yourself a bit.
Yeah, so I'm an interior designer. I actually started my career as a teacher. I don't know whether you know that.
Oh, yeah, I do. I forgot.
It was almost the writing on the wall because my mum was an interior designer. She also had a career in a estate agency. So did my nan. I started teaching, but decorated my classroom, made curtains, bought rugs, bought accessories, baskets, you name it. But taught for 12 years, each week just actually refurbishing my classroom.
Okay.
And did property alongside my own property when I was 21 and then moved when I was about 24 and did another property. And it was just kind of inevitable that I was going to move into that creative industry, really. I felt passionate that property held more than just the humdrum of everyday life, that there's more to it. And you can achieve much more from your lifestyle if your foundations are set for success.
And I love the word you use there, passion, because that's what I see with you. And I think one thing that I know is very clear, we'll get talking about your passion, how you help businesses. But I think also it's very, we don't do ourselves a good service when we don't even do interior design for our own house and everything around us so we can enjoy it more. I mean, we go to beautiful places on holiday and go, oh, isn't this wonderful? Well, bring some of that in your own home as well, as you know.
You could take the words out of my mouth. That's honestly, we look forward to holiday, don't we? We spend a lot of time researching it. We're looking at the venues. We're looking at the decor and deciding what will make us feel relaxed. And then we go somewhere and have an amazing time. And it's a shame then to come home and you only experience those holidays for a few weeks of the year. And when you feel at your best, you can execute some of that at home so that life feels like a holiday. It's like one of my vision board mantras, create a life that feels like a holiday. And where we live helps us to achieve a lot of that. I live in a bungalow because I have this vision that I'm almost in a villa in Spain, where the sun's shining and you've got curtains swaying in the wind. So you can achieve a lot. It's almost like identifying the pain points in your home. What's a hassle for you? Is it that you have to wrestle with loads of coats to get them out the cupboard to be able to get to the ironing board or the step ladder, or everyone has that cupboard of doom or room of doom, don't they?
Yep.
And it just creates this frustration, or it might be that you've seen the film P.S. I Love You, where I think it's Anne Hathaway, she can't turn the light off without getting out of bed, then they stub their toe because it's dark. And just this simple thing of having a switch at the side of the bed or even a lamp, it just makes every day feel easier, and you can go into the day with more success, less arguments as well.
Design your space around what you need.
Exactly.
Your needs, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's in the home, and if you want to learn more about getting Charlotte in there, and it can be little tweaks at a time, can it? It doesn't have to be an entire. I think that's one of the things I was going to get into. Because I used to run hotels and resorts, as you know, it's the budget. So whether it's your home or those type of things. I mean. So I'll go to my thought I was going to say, so if I'm running a 48 bedder and we know that we need to change all of it, how do we go about that? We don't have the budget to do 48 rooms all at once. So how does that work, Charlotte?
You phase it. It's the same in a home as well. I'm doing my own renovation at the same time as designing for clients. And I openly speak about how I've structured and phased the project to work in its most efficient and cost-effective way. And that comes the same with the bigger building. So some of my clients are as simple tasks as actually replacing window dressings throughout a home, just working with a client to change all her window treatments and some of the upholstery. And then in hotels, it could be that you just chunk it out into small sections at a time. Maybe the building itself lends itself to doing sort of 6 rooms in zones or 2 rooms at a time. I've had clients that we do a few rooms a year in hotels. One year it might be a couple of bedrooms. The next year it might be a living space, like a lounge in the hotel for all the guests to use. So one particular client, hotel client, family-run business, I asked them to tell me which room they were most embarrassed to let out when they said, well, we don't know where to start. We want to change everything, but we can't do it all at once.
Which one do you not want to hand the key over to? So
which one do you not book because you feel like, oh, you're going to get complaints about it? And it was the agency chef room, essentially, that wasn't really bringing in any revenue, or bringing in little. So it's like, okay, let's start there, tackle that, bring that room back into inventory, and then you're bringing in more revenue, and you can, compound effect then of building through the project. So some hotels that I've worked on, it's been full closures. Takes a long period of time. Obviously, there's a reputation to manage there if a property is closed for a long time. But equally, I've worked on hotels that have stayed open throughout refurbishments or closed for a couple of weeks in January.
And Charlotte, do you just work in Devon and Cornwall? Is that how you work, or what do you do?
It's my favourite place to be, obviously, but I do work out of county as well.
Yeah, because I asked that loaded question on purpose because I know you got a big project up in, was it Lincolnshire?
Yeah, I did work there. All the time. Yeah, that was. I was coordinating the refurb of the interior fit out there, so it was a lot of it's boots on the ground actually to see the problems before they become problems and coordinate everything. So well-oiled machine.
So for people that want to get in touch with you, or just to find out some basic ideas, will you meet with them for just consultation at first?
Yeah, I don't charge for consultation because I always think I wouldn't want to start work with a builder or a contractor if I'd not met them and had a decent conversation. So I think that's important just to find out if actually we can work well together. And it's two-way, isn't it?
Yes.
So I know designers that will charge and some that don't charge for consultation, and that's how I prefer to run it, actually.
It's also to have realistic timelines as well, isn't it? Because they may want something done, whether it be home or business, and not understand the timelines that, whether it needs to be put off or a little bit done and then more later. It just depends on, especially if it's the typical thing I think about, of course, is hotels and restaurants. If it's season coming, I mean, you said it this morning in an event. We're at the part now where it's season's rolling, so you have to suck it and see, and then do stuff after season.
Yeah, it's no point doing a half attempt, to get somewhere, unless it's something critical like a mattress, which you don't need a designer for.
No.
But definitely educating people on the timelines is one of the biggest things, the biggest pain points that I come across, really, that we want to do this and we want to work with you and we want to start next week. There's such a lot of planning in design, the technical, the detail, the conversations, all the decisions that go into the smallest elements. I've worked on like an upholstered footstool, and there might be 5 different orders to just create that one item.
Right.
And the level of detail that goes into good design the decisions will just overwhelm some people.
Absolutely.
And lead times, lighting, 12 weeks really. For good quality products. It's not bought in Next. It's not bought in John Lewis. In hotels particularly, you don't want a guest to check in, from my opinion, and say, oh, Sheila down the road's got those chairs. Yeah,
that's the one we've got in the front room.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're creating an experience that's brings people back. So you kind of want something out of the norm.
It may just be me, and it's a bit, and it's probably not just me, but when I stay somewhere, I automatically in my mind think, okay, well, that's one night at X amount, so times 30, that's, and you look at it and go, oh, well, that's like 5 times my mortgage or whatever that would mean. So my point on that is you don't want that room to be the room that you live in anyway, that sort of thing. So you're right, it needs to be special, different, everything. I mean, most businesses think about their customer service, which is important. I'm not saying that, but if you could have the best customer service in the world, but if it feels like the place isn't special, then it doesn't all come together, does it?
It's a full product, really. Yeah. You're catering the interior and how that makes people feel when they're there, and then your customer service. And for those cases that we spoke about networking this morning, if you're in the hospitality industry now, as we go into the season, your service and your catering can significantly improve and hold the fort to give your guests a great experience and then address the interior later.
Absolutely.
But what you say about calculating how much it might cost over a month, and I sometimes relate that to people when they're buying a house as well, because I'll work with people to do second viewings and assess the viability of whether what they have in mind can be achieved, or if they're daunted by the level of work. people quickly catastrophize a property when they see a new roof and a boiler's needed, etc. But accompanying those viewings and talking through what they actually need from the structure of the house. They might say, oh, we need 5 bedrooms, blah, blah, blah. Take that floor plan, actually calculate, if you're paying a mortgage, how much is each room costing you per month? Do you actually need that? Or do you need a functional space that can double up as a guest room and an office that's dual purpose?
We're going through that right now at my house, funny enough.
Don't always need everything.
All families go through this, don't they? What do we really, really need? So, but look, we're rapidly running out of time. But I think I'll just ask you just a personal question as well. I mean, what's the most fun you've had in a project lately? What's been like, maybe was kind of a interesting challenge you thought at first, but turned into a whole different thing?
I really like solving problems. So it might be sort of in the throes of a project when something comes up and it's discovered and you don't always know what's behind the walls and under the floors. Hopefully not asbestos. That puts that really extends the timeline. Or a bat, but I just solving the problems actually and getting that satisfaction when this happens a lot in hospitality projects when I've worked on them, and I see it shared on the social medias of those places. So weddings, birthdays, people enjoying rooms that are designed for that cosy rainy day. That in Cornwall we do get. So there's got to be that offering in hotels as well. And I see that shared on the social media of the hotels, of people having a great time, and that's a sweet moment because that's what it's about. My granddad was a builder, and he'd drive past buildings when we were children in the car, and he'd say, "Oh, I bought a swimming pool in here, and I worked on this there," and you're adding to the legacy in the future. And I take a lot of sentiment in that actually, that everyone has their go-to places for their birthdays and Easter and weddings and anniversaries. And to contribute to that and design the places where people have got married or been engaged. And it's, that's the magic.
Good. Amazing. Well, it's been great having you in here. Sorry we're running out of time now, but hope to have you back to the studio at some other point in the future as well. But hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Cool. Well, from Shane and the team at Corker Media, thanks so much for having us out today. And we'll see you all again soon.